Hi everybody. So in this short video I want to talk about page margin boxes. So basically on each page of your document you generate with PrintCSS, you have or can define a page margin, and within this page margin you can address 16 different page margin boxes. Each of these boxes can have generated content in it that's similar to the pseudo elements in CSS like before and after. So today I want to show you all of these 16 boxes and how to style them and add content to them. So for this I open PrintCSS.live, the playground where you can directly render with the different rendering tools. And the first thing I would do is I remove all the HTML, because everything we do for the page margin boxes will be within CSS only. I will also remove all this sample CSS and we start fresh, and all of these page margin boxes you can define within any page rule. So if it's the page left, page right, page first, doesn't matter, but you need add page rule, and within that you have access to this page margin boxes. Of course you should also have defined a margin, so let's define a margin of, let's say, 4 centimeter, and then we can address these 16 different boxes individually. And it starts with the top left corner box. So on the top left corner we will have one page margin box, and to see it we will add a background color, let's say red, and we add some content to it. And here you directly see we have the content and we have the box on the top left corner. The box is exactly 4 centimeter by 4 centimeter because we have top margin here of 4 centimeter and we have the left margin of 4 centimeter. If I would change the margin to say 4 centimeter, 2 centimeter, then the box has a height of 4 centimeter because we have the top margin of 4 centimeter and the left margin would be 2 centimeter. Let's go back and put it to 4 again and see what other boxes we have. So we have then the top left, so it's directly next to the corner, and also here let's add some background color that we see it, and we need to define some content. Some renderers render it even if you don't define a content, some need at least an empty content to show you the box. And you see right now the top left box goes till the top right corner because we haven't defined anything else. And if we render this right now, let's click on render. This was the old PDF. We don't see it because we need some content or define some width for it. We could also define the size of the box, not the height. The height is defined via the margin itself. And here we see our content for this box. Going further, we have the top center. Also here, let's go with red again. And if we render that, we see here we have the center box. And we see also here the center box. If we change the render, let's say to prints, and render the PDF, we see how prints would render it. Good. Then of course after the top left, top center, we would have the top right and the top right corner, where we see right now also this Prints demo logo, because this is the license which is used here on PrintCSS.live. So if we fill some content in these two boxes, you will also see them filled. And we see the center one directly also has the text align center in the case of prints, and also here in the case of page.js with the preview. So this is all the top boxes. Then next to the top we of course have left and right boxes and bottom boxes. So let's also have a look at them. Let's see how BusyPrint renders these boxes right now. And we see here these elements do not fill the complete space, so we would need to give them some width. Otherwise, they are as wide as the content they contain. Like here we see now test. So the box got wider. Good, let's go and see page.js CLI. And also here it takes the whole space. Then as I said, we have left, we have right boxes and bottom boxes. So left would start with left instead of top. And then on the left we have a top box. Let's give that the background. Let's first switch to the live view again. Give that the background color blue, and content we say left box. See right now it's going down till the corner again because nothing else is defined, but also this behavior is depending on the renderer. So next would be left, not center, but middle in the case of the left and the right boxes, and background color. Let's go for, I don't know, gray, and content we say left middle, and we have here the left middle box, and now we have space for the other boxes also. So the middle box will be always in the center of your page if we render that. You see no boxes right now. Let's render it again. Yeah, it didn't take the current CSS. Okay, then there's only one more which we need to do, and that is the left bottom, and then we are done with the left boxes. I just copy the style of this box. And this way we have defined all the left boxes, and bottom and right is basically the same thing. So let me just copy what we have already and adjust that for right and bottom. So let's go up here to the top left corner. That would be then of course the bottom left corner. Then we have bottom left, bottom center, bottom right, and bottom right corner. Now rendering this, we have the bottom filled exactly like the top. Then instead of left, we would have the right top, the right middle, and the right bottom. So these are all the 16 page margin boxes you can have. So you have 3 left, 3 right, so that's 6, and then you have 5 on the bottom and 5 on the top. 10, so in total 16 boxes. So what you typically have is on the bottom, you show, for example, the page number of the current page. So we could say on the bottom right or on the bottom right corner, let's say we take the bottom right, instead of test, we put a counter for the page. Then we see here it's page 1, and if we want to know a little more, we can say counter pages. Now we should get 1 of 1. Exactly. So let me zoom in. Here, page 1 of 1. And then another typical use case, let me remove the styling of the other boxes for the bottom and the right one. So then it's clear visible. We have the page number here. Let's also add some spaces. Is that you have the title of your document somewhere in the header. So for example, in the top center or top left, top right, depending on how you actually like it. Let's put a title in the center and say, instead of test, this is my PrintCSS document, and let's remove the other boxes because we don't need them. Good. So now we have my print document and the page numbers. And of course, what you could do now is when you have the left or the right boxes, or what you see quite often, that you have some information somewhere here. So for this, what we can do is we can actually rotate the text. Let's say we want something in the left middle. So let's remove the left top, left bottom. Instead of giving it a background color, we say transform, rotate, and then let's say 90 degrees. And the X was too much, and we see our left middle information here. Of course, if we influence the margin again, let's say the left and the right have only 2, it goes closer to the sides. Now it can happen that you want that also differently for the left and the right page, so you would just define, and for example, the style for the left and the style for the right page. So let me take this and duplicate it once for the right page. And on the right page, let's say you want to have the text in the right middle and this in the right, and on the left we make this to bottom left. Right now we have everything on the right, so we are on the right page. Let's add another page. So for this, all we do is here define some element. Let's say I empty div, and in our CSS all I do is say div page break before always, and the newer way of defining it is break before always. It's just that some renderers only support the page break before. That's why I'm defining both. Now we don't have the second page yet. Let's see. Let's define a second div, and then we should get our 2 pages. Yes. So now we have here our text on the right, so we should also call this right middle. See, right middle, and then we have our text on the left middle and also the page number on the left. And this is how you would define it differently for the different pages. Okay, that's it for today and for this video about the page margin boxes. If you want to learn more about this, there's also if you look here on the PrintCSS blog, you will find articles about PrintCSS, and you will also find an article about the page margin boxes here describing the same. So let's see. Here we have the article about the page margin boxes. And it's describing the same boxes, so you can go through this and you see how to define all of these boxes once again with the sample code. And if you prefer the complete code, you get it on the bottom with all the different boxes and how to style them. Good, then talk to you soon. Bye.